Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCC Talk, back today with another video, and in today's video we're going to be going over week 1 of the Nationals meta, as well as adding on US Nationals into it, and then we're going to talk about some ninja lists that top 8'd, some normal ninja, some Ira and some Katsu stuff, kind of show you what these lists look like, because we did have a couple get into the top 8 and even top 4 range with Katsu, which was really cool, and just kind of go over it and have some fun with it. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below. If you want to support the channel, there's also a channel membership where you can, just give a little bit back, but not even needed at all. Just you being here is enough. Thank you so much. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to link this down below. As you can see, we have a random anonymous viewer in here at the time. But this, I just made this just for fun. This isn't like super in depth. I didn't do top 8 conversion rate and all that other stuff. I just wanted to show what heroes are top 8ing at which event, who won each event, and kind of follow that. So I'll keep updating this week to week in national season so you can get an idea. So definitely check it out down below. You can take a look at it. But as you can see, in the first week of US Nationals, counting first week of Nationals and then adding on the placement of US Nats, because that was 2 weeks ago. So far, Syndra has won 4 events. Verdansk has won 2. Gravy Bones has won 1. Azalea has won 1. Prism, Marionette, and Dash.io. Then we also have a Slippy who Arachne slipped through the cracks, who also won 1. So Syndra is leading the pack. She has 4 wins in total. She is the pseudo best deck in the format. However, I will say that I don't think she's as egregious, excuse me for the cough, as any other deck, top deck has been. I don't think there's any warrant for any changes or bans or anything like that. I think we just have a really good deck. We have a kind of a somewhat triangle meta in terms of Syndra, Gravy Bones, and Earth heroes. Gravy Bones kind of beats up on Earth a little bit. Earth can beat up on Syndra, and then Syndra kind of beats up on Gravy Bones. It's not quite like this perfect triangle, but that's kind of where we're at a little bit right now. But we have had some other heroes do well. In terms of total top 8s, Verdansk is leading the way at 17 total top 8 placements. This counts if multiple Verdansks are in the same top 8, then that counts as 2, right, or whatever. Syndra has 14, Gravy Bones has 10. So you can see these 3 heroes are kind of leading the way. Then it drops off a little bit at Prism, who's at 7 top 8s. Florian actually has 6 top 8s with no wins. Can't convert once he gets to top 8. Kasai has 5 top 8s. Arachne slipped through the cracks has 4, and then it kind of trickles down from there. Some notable things here. Florian, again, has 6 top 8s with 0 top 4s. 0 finals. Has 3 top 4s. 0 final appearances and 0 wins. Dash.io has 6 top 8s with only 2 final appearances. She seems to be getting a top 4 very easily. Whenever Dash hits top 8, it seems she gets a top 4, but then she struggles, to trickle out. Not too bad, though. But Verdansk is probably the most consistent hero in top 8 in finals, but Syndra is the one that's converting once she gets to top 8 the best. Some other notable one-ofs. Reinar made top 8, which was really cool. There was 3 Dorinthias who made top 8. One of them ended up making a final over here. And then we had a Katsu who ended up making top 4, which was really cool to see. 2 Iras made top 8. Up 2 Puffins made top 8, so on and so forth. So as you can see, generally, even though we do have a somewhat triangle type, top 3 decks here, we have a lot of heroes that performed really well. This is over here who won each event. I won't go through every one by one. You can read it or take a look for yourself. But when we go to Nats winners in general, I've also broken it down to how many LL points are awarded for each one, and then I'm also adding in each hero's LL points earned, and I'm changing it per their modifiers. So even though Gravy Bones won an event that had 5, it gets halved to 2.5, which then rounds up to 3. So on and so forth. So Verdansk has the most LL points so far from that season at 38. A lot of that is off the back of the US Nats win. That even though it was cut in half per the new LL format, it's still pretty significant. Syndra has 28 points. Slippy has 13. And that's kind of how we're going from here. But I'll keep this updated for you as time goes on so you can get a gist of it. The only thing that wasn't in Gym for some reason, the Brunei, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please correct me if I'm not. The Brunei National Championship, 2 of the top 8 heroes weren't listed anywhere, so they're just not in gym. I don't know why, but the deck lists were provided, and one of those deck lists was a top 4 placing from Katsu. I want to actually bring up the Katsu. This is the IRA list. Here it is, Katsu list. So this is the Brunei National Championship. This Katsu placed top 4. Congratulations to Brandon Wong. I love this list so much. This list is like, it just gets me all the warm and fuzzies, because they are playing 2 things that are not as common in Katsu lists right now. One, they're playing the McGinty release line. They actually have 2 McGinty releases in here and 3 Lord of Winds. I have McGinty release my line. I can't play Katsu without that line. Just not a thing. Not going to happen. But the one thing that they do have in this list that is super unique, that is old school, that I love, is the leg tap line. They are running 3 leg tap, 1 blackout kick, 1 hurricane technique, and 3 rising knee thrusts. Like, this is old school pre-Bonds of Ancestry Katsu. This is normally not in the list. They kind of, it looks like to me, they did away with the fluster fists, said it wasn't worth it. They probably did away with second wind of the gust, whatever, underwhelming gust wave. They did away with those 2 play sets of cards and added in the leg tap line, just to give a little bit more diversity, I'm assuming, give your opponent something different to look at, which I think is really cool. The other interesting thing about this list to me is they're running even bigger than that, but they're not running what you normally see Katsus run when they run the even bigger than that package. Normally when Katsus run even bigger than that, they're running like Snatch, Enlightened Strike, even Soul Bead Strike, running cards that gain like benefit from having that Quicken token. Whereas with this, it's just like, I'm just going to use a Quicken token on whatever it's, most likely used for. So very interesting. Maybe it's to give their blues a little bit more value. That could be a thing, right? They are some interesting blues they're running. They are running 3 blue 100 wins. Makes sense to me. A little bit more aggro pressure. They are also only running 2 retrace to pass. Now this card is obviously bonkers in Katsu. It's raised Katsu's floor up a lot, and given Katsu a lot of flexibility. So only running 2 of it. I don't know if that's from just what they had on hand, or maybe they chose to run 2. I'm assuming they chose to run 2 because this is a pretty fully tuned list. My guess is it's very similar to McGinty, where like you don't want to see retrace to pass unless you're searching for it, at least in their eyes maybe. I don't mind having retrace to pass in my hand, but because they're not running second gust wave and they're only running 3 descendants and they're also running the leg tap line, you are like normally in an all bonds list, you don't mind drawing into retrace because it's probably going to go with something in your hand because you have so many gust waves. They only have 3 whelming red gust waves. They don't have yellow whelmings at all, and they have blue whelmings. So they only have 6 whelmings in the deck. So because of that, you really don't want to draw this card unless you're seeing it. So definitely a different take, a more old school take on Katsu, but I'm super happy about this. On the equipment's pretty standard. They are running Tunic and Cross Strap, which I thought was really cool. They're also running Momentum and Links, which makes sense to me. In a Gravy meta, it makes sense to have Momentum in the list still, in my opinion. And only on AB1, so the Kano disrespect is real. But the really cool list, top 4 at their nationals. Congrats to them. I don't know who they ended up losing to. I have to go back and look, but still, congratulations to them. We then have 2 IRA lists that are very different that both top 8'd. This is the one that's all the buzz right now on the Purple Discord. Very much deserving. Emmanuel, fantastic player. Emmanuel ended up playing an IRA list that focused on Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Quick, and the NIMBY package. If anyone's not aware, NIMBY says when this attacks, you may search your deck for Nimbleism, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Nimbleism gives 1 or less attack action card +3. And he's running 6 they are running 6 NIMBY, 6 Nimbleisms, and they're also running the Jack Be Nimble and Jack Be Quick package, which basically both get +1 and go again if you banish a Nimbleism. So you're trying to use this engine to just create this crazy value, and then they're using even bigger than that to give these cards go again, give the NIMBYs go again, and just really almost operate pitchless. They're only running 3 blues in the list, and these Warmongers are sideboarded for sure. So they'll pitch when they need to with these cards, but really they're just trying to get this crazy engine going with NIMBY and Nimbleism. It's a really fun list, super cool to use. They're also running stuff like Flick Knives to be able to be able to use cut through effectively without having to pitch to Kadachi first, and being able to also just kind of turn on some things like just other things you can turn on as well, but cut through is a big thing. They're also still running Snatch, so they're still running some value stuff in here, which is really cool. Soul Beat Strike, like I said in the Katsu list, like normally when you see even bigger than that ran to a list, you see things like Snatch, Soul Beat Strike, Enlightened Strike, things that really can play off of that Quicken token very effectively. So really, congrats to them. They ran Snapdragon Scalers as well, so definitely a different take on Ira. I'm assuming Blazing Yori was for the Syndra matchup to try to just get the value off of that. But very unique Ira list. Definitely try it out. It's a very, if you're used to playing Ira the old school way, this is going to take you a little bit to get used to. So don't feel discouraged if you have some trouble at first. And then we had another Ira list that was very much good stuff Ira. We had Sensor, Command, Conquer, Cut Through, all the normal stuff. They are running the even bigger than that package regardless. The big difference in this list is they are on the Whirly Mist Blossom package. They are running Nimby and Nimblism as well. This isn't really true old school. It's just not like full Nimby package, right? They're running a little bit of everything. They're running the Nimblism package here. They're running a lot of good, just like good Ira stuff that you normally see, like Humble, Sensor, Command and Conquer, Cut Through, Erase Face. They're running some defense reactions, right? They have more blues to be able to get those Kodachis going, and they're also running Whirly Mist Blossom. The interesting thing about Whirly Mist Blossom to me, and this isn't a negative, it's just I'd love to know their thought process, is they're not running any attack reactions. Let's see if they're even running one down here. Yeah, they're not running like Razor Reflex. They're not running Ancestral. They're not running Nip at the Heels. They're not running Conceal Blade, things that normally would make Whirly more threatening. Maybe they just like the card, and they also think it threatens enough on its own to make it worth it. But regardless, really, really cool list. I love that both the Ira lists, these are the only two Ira lists that top 8'd, and they're both very different than what your traditional, thought process is on Ira. So I love that people are getting creative with how they're doing things. But overall, super fun first week. Very open meta, for lack of a better term, honestly. Yes, there are some top decks that are doing better than most, but it's not like play these 3 decks or don't do well. There's a lot of different things you can be doing right now in the game, and I'm super excited. But definitely check these out. I will try my best to remember to link these all below. If I don't, please comment and let me know that I didn't link them, but I think I'll remember. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's completely fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.